Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today talking about Cody Whitehair, a little bit of the roster, and a little bit about Clowney, too. So, anyway, before we get started, just a reminder, start the Patreon campaign. If you want to consider supporting the channel financially, check out the link in the description. Check out the video and think about maybe supporting the channel. All right, so first and foremost, Cody Whitehair received an extension this morning, I believe, or last night, something like that. 5-year extension to his current contract, and also added some guaranteed money that I believe makes him the second, or not the second highest paid, but he's received the second highest amount of guaranteed money for NFL guards. So, What do I think about that? Having Cody Whitehair in the contract through 2024, I'm perfectly fine with. Do I think he was the first target I would have went after? I don't personally think so. And I know people are going to flip because we just not assume, but we just accept that Cody Whitehair is one of our best players. And here's my thing. I've been a little bit critical of him at center the last 2 years. His first year he stepped in, did a great job, especially under pressure. But after that, you just tell he wasn't comfortable at center. And then people that want to argue that, the proof is in the pudding. The man got moved to guard for a reason. Not to say that he can't play, but he just wasn't as comfortable there. And so, with that being said, we really haven't seen him at his natural position, which is left guard, since he's been on the Bears. And I'm wondering what he'll be able to do there. Now, I personally always said I think he will be even better at left guard, but we haven't seen it yet. And so, for me, I know there's not a lot of time left on his contract. So this extension comes at the right time, but even still, I would have guessed that you want to see him this year first before making that extension. And you got the 5th-year option and whatnot. I believe, do second rounds get the 5th-year option? I always forget that. I think it's just first-round picks. Never mind. So, yeah, you could have played hardball, but I don't know. I maybe a small extension, I don't know, but to lock up for 5 years with big money, and it's not huge money because his cap hit's only a little over $1 million, but to go, full 5-year extension without really seeing him play the position you expect him to play, that's kind of a question mark. And I get it. Like, if something happens, he can move back to center, and you know what you're getting. But I don't know. Offensive line's tough for people to justify because there's no real numbers that you could just point to. And, people love numbers. But watching him as a lineman, I think he's good at center. But I don't think he's great or anything. And at left guard, we haven't seen him play that. So I can't confidently say what he is. I personally think he's going to be as good of a left guard as most people. But, again, the proof is in the pudding. So, I would have liked to have waited off. I mean, maybe give him a 2-year extension so that you have him pass this year and then kind of see what he does this year. But to go all in 5 years, I don't know that he would have been my first choice. I don't hate it. I don't think some people are saying like we overpaid or whatnot. Again, I think when you look at how the money spreads out as far as just our cap space, not just compared amongst other guards, but as far as our cap space, it's not like he's eating up our whole cap. And I think the cap hit is pretty decent right now for a guard. And, it'll increase as his new money comes in, but I think it's okay right now. So I don't have a problem with the contract and all that. I just don't think that would have been the first guy I would have looked towards, especially with his current situation where he's switching positions, after so many years as a center. And so that's just kind of how I feel about it. I know a lot of people else excited, and I do think that it's not just your play. It's mostly your play, but it's the locker room and everything, a representative for the Bears A lot of people like him, good teammate and all that. And look, I like Cody. I 100% like Cody. But if we're talking about business side, I would have rather have liked to have seen him play a season first before I went there. All right, now sticking with the O-line. Yesterday I did my offensive preview, and I talked about how cuts were still going on while I was recording, but I didn't expect, especially offensively, for anything that was too surprising. Now, the 53-man is set, and then what they're calling the unofficial depth chart is out, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be mostly the same. But I'm looking at this depth chart, and I'm confused. So we knew Sam Mustipher and those other O-linemen, interior O-linemen, were getting cut. As I said, Ted Larson most likely would be there as the interior backup, but I believed that Alex Bars was going to also be there. So now, if you look at the depth chart, there's no one behind Cody Whitehair, but you would expect Ted Larson is going to be the all-three interior backup. The issue with that is, what if two people get hurt, especially with Kyle Long, and you know it's a matter of time for he gets hurt, or what if Kyle Long gets hurt, Ted Larson goes in, and then Ted Larson gets hurt. So I'm sure they have an emergency. They like to say they cross-train, so they're ready to put one of the tackles in. But let's get to the tackles. Why did we keep two tackles? We usually have a swing tackle that just kind of like the interior that can back up both. But I don't understand. I mean, I'm fine we kept two, but these two aren't that good. I am shocked we kept Rashad Coward. He has not looked good. I know he's a converted guy, but he does not look good. That's practice squad all day, and Cornelius Lucas as well. First of all, we all know our starting tackles get a lot of begrudging love from the fan base. And I say that because people barely like to compliment them. And after years of being together, it's just okay, they are what they are, and we're going to roll with them. But we all can acknowledge they're not world beaters at tackle. And so to have our backups be so much further behind our starters as well, and our starters aren't great to begin with, that's very concerning. So when I look at an O-line, if you're going to have a swing player for two positions at tackle, I get one tackle to back up two positions. But you're going to have one player to back up three positions on the interior. Doesn't make sense to me. And of course, they can sign somebody. They can sign somebody right now while I'm talking, and that's probably what they'll do. But I thought Alex Bars undrafted was a cheap, good alternative with the way that he played. But we'll see who else they might be able to get. But I mean, this is the 53-man roster, though, so really, can they get somebody? Are you going to cut somebody that made the 53-man already? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me if this is what we plan on going into the season with. And so I'm very concerned, to be honest, about that. And then as far as tight end, I'm kind of shocked we kept four. As I said, we're keeping Bradley Sowell. Again, it's just one of those Patriot moves, and there's no way he's going to move positions and do all this, and they're not going to keep him. Ben Broniker as well, though, I was kind of shocked. I thought we were going to keep three, and I thought Broniker was going to end up being a practice squad guy or something. But all four on the roster, and then one less O-line, I am a little confused about. And then there's some confusions that I have on the defense side as well, but I'll save that for my defensive preview. So looking at the O-line, I've already talked about some of the questions as our depth is concerned. And now that the 53-man is out, I'm even more concerned. So I am curious to hear what the plan is going to be. All right, so go to the comment section. Let me know what you think about the depth chart. And then lastly, I just had to talk about Clowney. I was going to talk about it separately, but then the Cody Whitehair thing came up. What are the Texans doing? I am very confused at what is going on. First of all, The Dolphins lied straight up about it. There's no talks about Tunsil. Yeah, okay. So then you trade Tunsil. Because the whole rumor, Clowney for Tunsil, oh my God, we don't want that, we don't want that. And the Dolphins like, don't worry, we're not going to do that. We're just going to give up Tunsil for picks. And, I mean, you got a good haul. You got a good haul. Two first-round picks in the second, that's gravy. But you gave up Tunsil and didn't even get Clowney back. Like, I don't understand. And then the Texans gave up Clowney and didn't get much back. I mean, and now look, if I'm Seattle, I still think they gave up too much. If I'm Seattle, I'm finessing a 4th-round pick because Clowney is a 1-year rental one way or the other. Like, you can't sign him until free agency. So even if you do get him long term, you do not know that until, the end of the season. So I would honestly not even gave up a 3rd-round pick. And so, look, I understand from Seattle's point of view, or really anybody's point of view, that it's a 1-year rental. I'm not giving up a lot. But the Texans, I guess this all boils down to I would never trade a Clowney in the first place. Now, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that's your number 1 pick. You got the same number 1 pick with J.J. Watt also on the field. And it's not like Clowney hasn't produced. Clowney has absolutely produced. He's had injury issues, but he has produced. He's every bit of the freak we thought he was. And you aren't going to pay him? He's a young pass rusher, number 1 pick. Pay the man. Unless there's some medicals we don't know about. And if there were, then other teams wouldn't want him either. But I don't care if he's a headache because I don't know that he is. But if he is, a lot of headaches get money. Pay that man. Don't trade that man. And you got peanuts back. I mean, a 3rd-round pick is good. But still, I just don't understand. And then you give up forget that you got a 3rd-round pick. You just gave up a buttload of picks to get Kenny Stills, who's not going to do much. I mean, he might. I don't know. I can't say what he's going to do. But you get Kenny Stills isn't a top priority. And then you got Laramie Tunsil, which is a priority for their O-line. But I don't know how good Laramie Tunsil is going to be, as he enters his prime, if he's just going to be a good player or is he going to take the leap to great. But not enough to give up that much. The man free fell in the 1st round after his gas mask video popped up. And I was in the house that night. And you going to give up 2 first-round picks for that dude? No. But anyway, it was a wild 2 trades. I don't know what the Texans are doing because, like some people said, it's hard to say that you're all in. Like, oh, we're going all in. We're giving up these picks to go all in, like the Bears with Khalil Mack. But then you let one of your best players go for a little bit of nothing. So I don't know what's going on over there. I just have to say my piece. All right, so anyway, that's it for me. Go down comment section. Let me know what you think about Cody Whitehair. Let me know what you think about our depth chart. Comment, start the conversation, share it around. Get the convo going. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.